What's going on, everybody? Got a super great episode going on tonight. I'm just going to bring in the whole crew. We're on a time constraint. Let's bring in Steve, Tori, Kenna, and Matt. What's going on, guys? Tonight's guest, Matt. Introduce him.
Oh, these guys put me on the
Hang on a minute. Mike, breathe for a second.
We're on a time constraint.
Kenna, enough. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all of you watching, we're going to say hello first and foremost. We have a guest tonight that does not need an introduction. You guys know who he is. You know all the projects he's been a part of. You know him. Let's bring him in right now, Nick Groff.
What's happening? How you guys doing?
What's up, Nick?
Good.
We put you on the spot, Kenna.
Good. I love you guys' energy.
It's only going to get better or worse.
That's it. There's only one way up at this point, I think, in this world. Seriously.
I was in the middle of sharing the post, Kenna, and then you'd have put me on the spot. I'm not fangirling or anything, okay?
Not at all. You took the Nick poster down, Mike?
I did.
You're filming it from your bathroom, huh?
Yeah.
What's better, that or Kenna's closet?
Dude, I love Steve's background there. How many Ouija boards you got up in there?
Thank you. Yeah, that's about a third of my collection. You know, merch has helped me out quite a bit. So,
yeah, he was literally just texting me. He's like, "Tell Steve I said hi."
So you got your Ouija boards from your $7 vinyl stickers?
Yeah, my expensive stickers. Yeah.
Nice.
I got it.
How's it going tonight? How have you been?
Good. You know, just grinding away. I'm working on like 5 different projects at once. So this month's pretty crazy, actually. We're just getting ready to do a huge press release coming up October 1st. It's going to drop. So I'm excited.
That's tomorrow, right? Yeah.
Is it tomorrow? Maybe Monday. I don't know what tomorrow is.
Why don't you give our viewers a little taste?
All right. So basically, I have a new series coming out. I'm really excited about. I've been working on it for a long time. It would have been on a little bit sooner, but you know, obviously, the universe likes to pave our way for all of us. So, yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's a new perspective on the paranormal. I feel like it's going to help push the paranormal forward, and definitely, it's more of thinking outside the box and creating conversations. It's really what it should be about, you know, like people coming together, working together and trying to figure out these unexplainable things and just, I think, pull back the layers. It's not necessarily about like debunking or proving or anything like that. It's just trying to understand a little bit more about this bizarre world we live in, you know?
Absolutely.
So it's cool, man. I'm really excited. It's probably one of the most passionate projects I've ever worked on besides everything else I've ever done. I feel like this is the next huge step for me. So I'm really thrilled for it, for everyone to see it.
Where's it going to air?
We're going to announce that Monday. So,
man, give us something.
I know. I want to. We're about to release a huge press release. We were ready for tomorrow, but I think Monday coming up, whatever that date is. I don't know. Today's been crazy.
Fourth? Fifth?
Yeah. Today. Yeah, I think it's the 4th.
Fourth or fifth? Yeah.
Whatever Monday is coming up. Yeah.
That's
so.
awesome.
I'm happy this is live, so we can basically just say Monday.
Yeah,
We don't have to edit.
There's only like 4 or 5 people watching anyways.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, speaking of, I got to share it. Yeah, I'm really excited though. So been working on that. Been working on another project that I've been working on for 4 years, actually. It's a major documentary that I've been just working on and grinding on, and I feel like it's going to be epic. When we release it, will be more towards the beginning of the year. So just a bunch of stuff that I'm really passionate about. Like for me, it's all about passion first, you know, and everything second. So if I believe in it, if I like, I don't know, something that moves me or thrills me or is like, wow, that sounds like it will push my mind or evolve me as a human being, I'm totally 150% in. So it's really about that for me. That's kind of what drives me in my world. You know, life is short. You kind of have to go with like what you believe in and what your passion is, and not just be like, hey, I want to be on 5 minutes of whatever TV spotlight or something stupid, you know?
Yeah.
So.
That's all. It looks like you've been traveling a lot too. I see your posts everywhere. It looks like you're everywhere.
Yeah, I have been. Yeah, I was just working on this new show we have coming out called Shocktober, so I'm really excited about that too. It's a different experience, you know. Things have changed, obviously, for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird with how everything is now and how we have to kind of situate ourselves and film and take precautions and whatnot. So, you know, obviously just been trying to deal with that and just basically still keep moving. But good thing for me is I filmed a ton of stuff last year before everything kind of went down. So I've been editing nonstop, editing everything. So it's just been crazy.
It's good that COVID hasn't slowed you down any.
No, I mean, I'm too hyper. I can't, like, listen, if the apocalypse happens and zombies are attacking, I'd probably be like, I don't know, in full combat mode,
Don't worry, Nick Groff is Groff. You're saving the
I'd be Facebook Live with the pistol.
Yeah,
exactly. That's pretty much the same. A lot of us have been pretty busy lately. And real quick, I do want to let everybody know who is watching. And one of the reasons I want to mention this is Nick Groff has been there. Dead Republic, my paranormal team, did film our documentary, our first debut documentary for Amazon Prime at Wildwood Sanitarium.
Yes.
Tonight, I will be giving anybody who shares this video will get the chance, 2 tickets to come investigate Wildwood Sanitarium with myself and you and I research November 21st. So share this video and I will pick a random viewer within the next couple days and I'll reach out to you guys.
Hold on, let me go share the video because I want that free investigation over there.
I mean, you can win 2 tickets. Nick automatically wins. Everybody quit.
Speaking of tickets, I watch the G Crew stuff a lot, and I noticed that you did you opened a episode up to the public with Cody. The story of Cody. That was an amazing story. If anybody hasn't seen it, they should absolutely take the chance to watch it. I kind of did it like while watching it, I did find out that Cody's father is a police sergeant. Is that correct?
Yes.
I am heading a project called the Paranormal Relief Project, and it's a give back to all of the first responders during COVID. And I'm not sure if they're into the paranormal, but we got, I think, 27 venues,
Oh, wow.
all around the United States. But I would like to extend the offer to his family to have their first dibs on any location that they choose within the project.
That's
and it's
awesome.
free. It's free. So I can send you a list. I can send you like an email or something through G Crew on Patreon or whatever. And let you know what venues are available, and I will put them first so that they get their first chance.
That's
We all
really
love
cool
you,
of you.
Brooke.
Yeah, that's really cool of you. Honestly, they're the nicest family. They're so like sincere, genuine. I mean, I feel like I've been a part of their family at this point. It's a crazy, gut-wrenching story, obviously, and just getting to know the family, talking with the mother, talking with the daughter, talking with the father. Just, I don't know. It's just really like I feel like I've become a part of the family in a weird way. Just how everything happened. Because Sierra, the daughter, actually reached out to me randomly, and I don't look at my basically how it happened is I don't really look at my Instagram, that the public what is it, the emails or whatever you get on Instagram. I don't really see them. I just see like the private ones come through or whatever. But then I randomly looked at it because I was doing some podcast show and someone had me go and look in there, and I was looking through and I was scanning through them and I was like, wait, what is this? And I read it, but it was weird. I came back to it later and I felt compelled all of a sudden to read it. And that was the reason why I actually reached out. And I never do that because I don't know who's on the other line of the internet. And like today, I just don't know what to believe. You know what I mean? With all these like fake accounts or whatever's going on. So it was like really difficult, but I felt like there was a reason I had to reply to her. And when I replied to her, the way she wrote, I said, okay, let me talk to your mom and make sure this is accurate. And I talked to the mother, and then I did a little bit of research, and I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'm coming out to Colorado. I'm going to be there because I was going to see Merch, and Merch is in, about half hour away from where they lived. So I said, I will swing by. And I don't know. I just felt like it was a story I had to tell. But not only that, it's almost like I had to bring closure and just have a conversation with them and see, about Cody and just have his voice be heard regardless of like anything. I just wanted his voice to be heard, and that's what like I felt really compelled to do.
And it was awesome, and seeing their faces when those responses came through, like their faces, it's heartwarming. It's heartwarming. It's amazing. And thank you for doing that.
Speaking of Merch, he just threw a question in the chat for you.
Now we went from serious to here we go. Thank you,
Now
Merch.
the
Break the mood, Merch. She's always the one to break the mood. I love it.
Yeah.
It's one of my best friends. I love the guy that died.
When is Paranormal Hot Tub going to be released? He said.
Oh, he cracks me up. Like a reunion. When is it going to be released? Or is like, is that a trick question, Merch? What's happening?
So I actually had a question. I know you've been traveling a lot and investigating. Do you think we've all kind of talked about it already a couple times, but do you think like what's going on in the world with COVID and the pandemic and all that, I think that's had an effect on the energy or the activity at any of the locations? I know I've been working at an old tuberculosis hospital up here in New York, trying to open that up for investigations and stuff.
It's already open.
The activity has kind of spiked a little bit because, tuberculosis was their version of COVID back then. So it's kind of a very relevant, location to what's going on. So I just didn't know if you'd noticed any spike in activity or anything.
I haven't been to too many locations since. I really haven't invested my time into exploring that possibility, because I filmed all my locations pretty much last fall, right before everything kind of went on lockdown. So I haven't really done any investigations since. But I think with anything, right, people produce energy. We all when we move, kinetic energy and whatnot. So I think people are affected right now, big time. It's like any tragedy that strikes Earth, right? You have human beings that are going to produce immense amount of energy, means sadness, scared, fear, whatever the emotions are, it resonates. And probably from a satellite, you can monitor in specific areas when energy enhances, from people. So I think that people could be producing more energy that is shifting, environments and stuff like that in our world. I don't know. Maybe it is kicking up spiritual energy at locations. Maybe the environments are changing. Maybe, the world's changing constantly, just the environment in general. So.
And I'm kind of curious. Oh, sorry.
No, go. Mine's not that important.
I was going to say, I'm kind of curious of how it's going to play into the Relief Project, because Pennhurst is participating in this, and the old hospitals, Wildwood is one of them. It makes me wonder. Hopefully, Homestead will be one of them. But,
there's somebody in there right now.
But it makes me wonder if those locations are going to be active, not only because they're hospitals or whatever, but because you have a massive amount of healthcare workers and police officers and that kind of thing, that all kind of contribute to
People are really emotional right now anyway.
Right. Yeah, and that's my point, right? Everyone's emotional. Everyone's divided. That's the problem. So many people are divided. No, I'm over here. No, my belief's over here. No, this religion. No, this is the right way. It's chaos. There's no united front where we're supposed to, as human beings, come together in tragedies and, lean on each other or be one, right? It's what happens if aliens came down right now and were against us? You think people are still going to be divided? You know what I mean?
Probably
I'd rather go there than here. I don't care what you're gonna do.
I don't either. It's worth the ride and the experience.
Yeah.
So I got this question, and it's actually something that I've thought about that I think would be spontaneous. When are you and Chad Lindbergh gonna do something together? A documentary.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say we do the G Crew all the time.
I know that,
together.
But the only thing that's going to fit this documentary is he's got to drive the Volkswagen first scene. Is that possible?
Wait. We're supposed to be asking Nick. What was our question?
The question
about the station wagon or something.
I see it here.
I say we had to ask Nick. What hell did you have to go through to film something to do with the station wagon?
Station
at
wagon.
Hinsdale House.
At Hinsdale. Dan wanted to film the station wagon.
Oh, okay. I was blanking there for a second. I went from Pennhurst to Hinsdale. Yeah, what's up, Dan?
We're all over the place.
No, this was the last show. He was picking on you about something, and he's like, make sure you ask Nick about this.
It was crazy. So, I was filming, obviously, at the Hinsdale House, and we got this station wagon, and it worked perfectly fine until it got to the house. Then at the house, it had all these car issues. And this is something that happens a lot through generations of people having car issues at the Hinsdale House. I don't know if any of you have ever been there and had similar stuff happen, but the engine died, so we had to push it, and it's very heavy. We had to push it down the hill and like kind of jump it just so we could film it, so they could turn the lights on and make it look like it's like actually driving, but it's just rolling. So it was definitely hell. And then we had to go, all right, let's push it back up the hill and go again, you know? So it was just one of those things. But
it's funny. Actually, I was just up at the TB hospital up here. I was filming with Adam Kimmel and Becca and them for Resident Undead.
Oh, I love
they
them.
Were
They're
up
awesome.
there. They were just up here last weekend doing some stuff at the building, and we needed car headlights for one of the shots outside at night. So everybody kind of turned their car headlights on, and my car decided that 4 minutes with my headlights on was enough to drain the battery. So it's 1:45 in the morning. We're getting ready to leave, and I go to turn my car on, and it won't start. And there's no gas stations open because it's COVID, and I didn't have jumper cables, and they didn't have jumper cables. So by the time we got it all figured out and everything, I got home at about 4:30. But it makes me think, hey, maybe it wasn't all my car's fault. Maybe it had something to do with the location.
Yeah, you never know. I don't know. I just know the history at the Hinsdale, and I know that like there's been tons of problems because I talked to Claire in Lynx, you know, the lady who lived there in the 70s and stuff and had all the hauntings occur with her family, and she tells me endless stories about car issues, you know. So it's just one of those locations. You never know. I mean, that's the weird thing with what we do, right? There's so many mysteries, and we like to be like, that was caused by that, but sometimes stuff just happens. Yeah. But I don't really believe in coincidences, to be honest with you. I believe in like things happen for a reason, just like people cross paths for a reason, and just like you know, stepping stones in life and journeys and stuff like that.
Synchronicities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we live in a weird world, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in altered realities at times. Where
this year definitely.
This year exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like you wake up and you're going down this path, and it's like, what happens if you took this left path, but maybe you did, and then it's like here. I've been getting a lot into, you know what I've been researching and investigating a lot, and you'll see it in the new series that have coming out, is time and space. Like that, I feel is fascinating, because if you look at stuff right now, we look at stuff as a 2D kind of perspective, right? When we're looking around and seeing everything we see in our eyesight. But it's like, here's a good analogy. I was at a prison in solitary confinement called Brushy Mountain Prison there in Tennessee. And I was down in the darkness, a solitary, one of the jail cells. And I had this direct communication coming through the geoport I was using. And it was so direct on my questions it was answering, you know? So what I started to realize is what happens if right now in the present time that I'm actually there, right now, is the reality of what we're living in. But right now, with that guy who's put in that prison cell, is his reality right now. And what happens if we can communicate through time that way in some weird thing? But we, you know, us hearing all this communication thinks he's a ghost, and he thinks we're a ghost. Now, the weird thing is we have technology, he doesn't. But what happens if he's so vulnerable because he's stuck in solitary confinement for like months, where he loses all his senses and he's tapping into something else? And he can hear it, but he thinks he's going crazy. You think he's like losing his mind, going schizophrenic or whatever. But he's actually communicating with us. Like, what happens if time is a slip like that, in a sense? And I think we're looking at things like totally wrong at times. You know what I mean?
I would have to agree with that.
Residual type haunting thing, like some people blaming things on a residual type haunting because it's going to happen nonstop, but maybe it's more of a time slip than a energy leftover kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'll give you another example really quick.
Parallel universe.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this actually happened to me, legitimately happened to me. I was in the Washoe Club, Virginia City, Nevada. I've been investigating that place for over a decade. So when I first went there in 2007, and then I went back there, filmed the documentary there, I was looking at things totally different. Obviously, I was immature. I had no clue what I was doing. I was like, come on, give me a ghost, you know, being dumb and stuff. And who knows, right? So years later, I go back there, and on our digital recorder, when I went in there for Ghost Adventures, you see it says Nick Groff on the recorder, that room upstairs in the top floor. So I went back there a couple times over, and I thought it was this, I thought it was that. My mind has spun over the years and said, no, actually, maybe it's this. And then I was wrong. And then I'm like, nope, it has to be a ghost. No, it has to be Joe Schmo who died here. No, it has to be like whatever. But what happened to me recently last year was I went up there by myself, and I walked into that same room, and it hit me. I was standing there in the darkness. What I saw is myself, no joke, myself walk into the room from back then and freak out looking at the recorder, hearing my own voice. And myself in the present time said, holy shit, like, is this what I'm experiencing? And I said, Nick Groff. I said it out loud in the present time. I'm like, is it me
Okay.
that I'm capturing back then on the recorder? Like, it was a real experience. So it changed my whole perception on like things. Like I just started looking at things differently, you know?
That's something I would really, really, really love to talk to somebody about as far as astral projections and shadow figures.
Yeah.
As far as what are shadow figures? Are those time travelers, astral projections? Because it reminds me of a dream I had, and I know we're probably running a little short on time, but it was a weird dream, and I'd really love to talk to somebody kind of like what you're trying to portray and that idea that you have.
Right.
I think it would fit really, really, really well.
So there's a scientist that just came out with a new article that they actually break down 13 dimensions that we go through in our day life. Like every day we're creating different alternate dimensions, right? So like when you're daydreaming, they actually are graphing the brain out now, like scientifically graphing it out to show what you're creating in your mind throughout the day. So they're showing like this graph with these blocks and stuff. You probably look it up online somewhere. I read this whole article and they said there's 13 different dimensions. Like right now we're in a dimension, right? We're talking, we're living, but my mind is over here creating this other dimension. And then like sometimes we go there, like when you're dreaming, when you're daydreaming, talking, realities, different stuff, and we're projecting these different dimensions. So, I mean, I think it's really possible. The brain is the most powerful thing in the world, you know?
Well, just to give you an idea on that dream, and maybe you can give a little bit of input. I had a dream at one point that my wife and I went to a casino. And in order to get to the casino, you had to go through a class where they teach you, weird, I know. So at the end of the class, we walked through and we sat down at a desk and we saw this couple next to us. We said hi to the couple like we've never seen them before. We said, what's up?
Yeah.
And then it went to us going to the bar. And I went to the bar. I was talking to the bartender. Bartender gave me a drink. He was very friendly. And he looked at me and as I walked away, I looked back and I said, I'd be back. I was like, I'll be back, buddy. We'll hang out. A couple days later, I had the same exact dream, except this time my wife and I walked into the classroom at the casino. The couple next to us, same couple, knew us like we were best friends. They're like, hey, what's going on? We just saw you. And then after that class, we went to the bar, and the bartender looked at me. He's like, hey, good to see you again. It's like we had met previously, right. And that energy was still there. Like it was, you kind of see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah,
it's like that it replayed, but the whole atmosphere and the whole relationship changed.
Right. Have you guys seen that that Netflix series called OA?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's exactly like that. Different alternate realities, and when you die, they had to jump into another reality of themselves, but it's just different situations. Mm-hmm. Like 1 minute, you know, that person could be a teacher and going to school and teaching, and all this crazy stuff happens. The next minute, she dies, comes back, and all that stuff is gone, but she's still the same situation, but just not a teacher. Something different is altered. I think things are ripple affected all the time in our universe. Like look at right now, everything's being ripple affected by emotions and tragedies and this and that, and the media portraying things, and who knows what's real and isn't anymore. It's like, you know,
I'm a big believer in the butterfly effect, that every single little thing has an equal reaction, you know, and that's why I live life with no regrets. I think about it all the time. It's like I'm here because of every little tiny thing that led me to this moment.
Exactly, dude. That's the best thing I've been trying to preach to people. Like you just nailed it. And I totally believe in that. You know, I woke up 3 years ago and I said, I don't want any regrets when I die. You never know when you're going to die. Like think
every day, man.
Every day. Yeah, man. Have no regrets. Live life to the fullest. Challenge yourself. Like we're put in these bodies to do something great. Ripple effect this universe for a positive. So when we're gone, you know, whoever's behind us, you have kids, if you have loved ones, or if you're with somebody you love, it doesn't matter. Like ripple effects make an impact. Absolutely. You know, I think there's too much negative shit in this world. It's like I'm listening to the news and I'm hearing this horrible stuff happen in India, overseas. I'm hearing like this crazy stuff. I'm like, man, people talk about hell and all this other stuff and religions. I'm like,
Open your
some
eyes.
people believe this is hell that they're in. This is a limbo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people are
Yep.
born in third world countries. Babies are born with like diseases and like, you know, savaging through garbage to survive, to eat. People are being all sorts of horrific things happen to them, and they shouldn't be going through that. But like that's what they have to go through for some reason. Just like all of us have to go through something for some reason. You know what I mean? A little bit of like some of us are just a little bit more, I don't know what you want to call it, blessed. But I think even people that seem like they have it all, they still have issues of some sorts. Everybody has something, man. It's just how you challenge yourself and get over it. You know what I mean? I know people that have more money, they don't know what to do with it, and they're freaking miserable. Like they're not happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, you know,
you see that with a lot of celebrities. I mean, you see like Robin Williams, like first person that comes to mind. You know, he's always happy, joking, all these funny movies and stuff. And obviously, there was something much deeper going on that people don't know about.
yeah.
She wanted dad.
Hello.
Hi, Nick.
He's so cute. Hi.
She's getting ready to go to bed. She wanted to come say goodnight.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah.
So,
We've had a few questions in the chat.
Yeah.
I noticed somebody asked, if you weren't investigating, what do you think you'd be doing as far as like a career?
Yeah, and you're.
What'd you say? In my
Oh, no. I thought they were talking about spare time, but yeah, if you weren't investigating, what were you doing?
my spare time, I'd probably still be doing what I'm doing. I'm a film fanatic. I love films. I always have since I was a little kid. I'd probably be doing something with filmmaking. Honestly, I love creating narratives and stories and like compelling stuff. I'd probably still be climbing mountains with Mike Couch, Lost Limbs Foundation. I'd probably be doing all sorts of stuff. What does that say? IPA, nice.
Yeah, that's
8.9.
Flickfin. They're up here in New York. We do some marketing for them, so I always bring Matt a beer whenever we meet up. So
I was like,
we trade off. We trade off.
we swap beers.
Can you give me one? Can you give me one through
Hey, listen,
you
come out to New York. We'll hang up with Flickfin. We'll have some beers.
It's
and
the
we'll
world's
investigate.
largest beer. That's like the biggest beer.
Yeah,
I've
they
ever
got big
seen.
growlers. They got 32-ounce cans.
That's
Well,
awesome.
Steve knows that I'm kind of a big deal, so he got me a big beer.
That's my marketing strategy. I just give Matt the beer and have him plug
There
it.
you go. There you go. No, I would love to hang with all you. Honestly,
Absolutely.
it's like,
I don't think that beer would fit in your G Crew mug.
and I know. Did you see that thing? Yeah. Usually we're
Yeah.
filling that with wine or something. I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll tell you a secret. I'll answer a question that you've been wanting to know for a long time.
Here we go.
That I want to know. Yes. Oh wait. Did you make the mugs?
I did.
Oh my gosh! Finally, it's been driving me crazy.
I
Oh
did.
my
That
gosh!
was me.
I
I
can't-
figured you would see mine. This is where the inspiration came from.
That's where I
'Cause-
just noticed it when you lifted it up.
Yeah, I made them.
It's incredible. You like handmade them or like?
No,
I was gonna say, holy shit.
no. I'm not
said yes.
talented like that. No. Kim Rousseau, I ordered this from Kim,
Mhm.
and then I asked her if she made custom mugs because, which there was a letter with your mugs, and I did a little bit of research and we were talking, and it actually took a little while to come up with the designs. And she actually gets all the credit for all the artwork on that. She handmade those. She handmade the clay mugs. She hand painted them. They're handmade.
Oh my gosh.
But I do believe in putting things out in the universe that are positive, and I feel like when somebody is appreciated, that you should always let them know that. And when G Crew came out, it was during a time where a lot of people were broken, and there was a lot going on. And like some of the interviews, it was nice to sit there and watch and see something other than despair for that was on the news. So even for an hour, it was better. But I always felt like whenever you appreciate somebody, you should let them know. So that's what I did.
No, I really can't thank
I'm
you
glad you
enough.
like them.
Oh, I love it. I actually drank out right before I came up here, but I was gonna bring it on here. It's weird, but I couldn't fill my cup enough, so
Speaking
I put it up
of
to the side.
Oh, go ahead.
No, thank you so much. Honestly,
Oh,
it
you're
means-
welcome.
Like we absolutely love them, and when we can go back to doing this live with a crowd, because our whole mission for the G Crew was bringing people together. I was so sick of the dividing between whatever and how cliquey it gets and stuff. And you guys know the paranormal world. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
exactly
like-
why this podcast was started.
That's exactly like G Crew was basically about that, bringing G's together, bringing people together, and that's kind of what we wanted to do. All walks of life. I don't care. We don't judge anyone. unless they're going to be an asshole or something on the show, then whatever. But like we don't judge anyone, you know what I mean? Like we want to talk to everybody. We want to hear about their story, their life, the connection. Like we get into some deep stuff on that show. It's like we talk about everything.
We're all doing the same ridiculous things at the end of the day.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're all just on borrowed time trying to enjoy life. So why discriminate? Why hate?
Yeah. And no one's better than anyone else. You know what I mean? Just because I was on a show doesn't make me better than any of you. You know what I mean? And I'll be the first to admit it. And that's the truth.
Well, you're definitely better than Matt, but
speaking of appreciation, I do, Nick, I do want to let you know I do appreciate you taking the time out to be here with us tonight. You're really the forefront and what molded me into the investigator I am. Ghost Adventures was the first show I got into. I followed you from day one. It's actually an honor for me to have you on this show tonight.
No,
and I follow everything you do. I'm trying to mold myself like you, but it's not going to happen because nobody can be Nick Groff. Nobody.
Well, that you're too much of a dick, Mike.
True.
Sometimes I feel like I need to be more of one.
No, you stay you. Hey, real quick,
or get tighter shirts. I don't know.
Before you go, my stepson is real. He's more of a bigger fan than I am. Believe it or not, he wants to say hi to you before he goes to bed.
Yeah. What's his name?
If that's his name's Nico.
Nico, nice.
Let me change these speakers. You gonna come say hi?
I would have been Nico if I was Spanish. I would have been Nico. Love it. What's up, Nico? How you doing? Hi.
He wants to get into paranormal just like I do, and I'm doing the best I can to teach him. But like we all know, It's hard to teach somebody.
Yeah.
Kind of get into it.
Yeah, just enjoy and have fun. That's what it's all about. Locations are cool too. Do you like going to some of the locations? Yeah. What's your favorite one you've been to?
His own house.
Really?
Our house is haunted.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice. What usually happens there?
Nothing. They don't let themselves known. They're just laid back. They're quiet. One of them is the daughter of the guy who built the house, and the other is the previous owner who passed away. And they just kind of hang out.
They just kind of look over it and stuff like that, make sure everything's good.
They take care of the kids.
Man. That's awesome.
Yep. He just wanted to say hi before he went to bed.
Awesome. So cool. Well, it's nice meeting you. So have good dreams.
He said,
Not creepy at all.
No creepy dreams.
He won't watch Ghost Adventures if it's dark, but
yeah,
me
watch
either.
it during the day.
Either.
I know. Yeah, I'm like, no.
So speaking of locations, what do you have? Like, I'm sure you've been asked this 1,000 times. What's your go-to if you need to have it? Like, you want to have an active night? Where's one place that you just like think of immediately for activity?
I've been to a lot of locations that really intrigue me. I'm super logical, so it's like honestly, it takes a lot to kind of just get under my skin or say, man, I got to learn more. Bobby Mackey's was one of those places for a long time, just for me personally. And plus, I love all those people like Bobby, Matt, Denise, everyone over there is like family. They're all great.
They love you too. I took the Bobby Mackey tour, and it was pretty much the Nick Groff tour. Let me tell you, they love you. I point out every corner that you stood and saw something.
Bobby and I have chilled a lot together. We share, we had drinks together. We played music together. I mean, like at this point in my life, I've known him over a decade. They're just good people. And Matt, it's like one of my best friends there, Matt Coates. I don't know. There's a lot of locations. Like, you know what? One location was weird. I would love to go back to someday. Is Shepton Mallet Prison in the United Kingdom. It's a weird location. Speaking of shadow figures, I remember standing out every night that I stayed there for 3 days. I was doing paranormal lockdown, and I stood out there and I just watched as the sun was setting. There's like this weird mist, and I could see shadow figures clear as day, moving from like the old jails to the new jails, like back and forth. And I was trying to figure out what the heck they were. It's like the first time I've seen such clear shadow figures right in front of me, and I was just standing there watching them move around, And I started to think like maybe what we're experiencing, because at a lot of locations I've been to that has a lot of trauma and stuff, usually is where more shadow figures are seen. Not like the peripheral stuff and like the eyes playing tricks on you. I mean, like clear as day. And I feel like they're observers in a sense of a higher intelligence. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's almost like cloaking, like the Predator, the movie The Predator. And It's almost like this cloaking higher intelligence coming down with high amounts of like energy or trauma or emotions at a location, and that's what they're analyzing and they're observing or collecting something from it.
That makes it way scarier.
Yeah, I know it does. It made it scary when I started thinking about it, but that's what I believe at this point in my life. I think that's what kind of shadow figures are, or I don't know. It's a bizarre thing for me. It could
That's
be like
something that's never going to be proven. Are they
Right.
time travelers, astral projections, or actual spirits?
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to prove anything these days. I feel like everything keeps changing. Because if you asked me 12 years ago, I probably would have said something different. You know,
It's a demon.
yeah, it's a demon. Everything's a demon today, right?
Yeah.
Whereabouts in the UK was that prison?
That was near Bath. I think that's near Bath. I'm not sure exactly. Shepton Mallet Prison. I forget.
Well, take notes, Aaron. My girlfriend lives over in Scotland, so she's gonna have to tour me around all these places. So
Making a list.
Man, I love Scotland. I had a great time. I've partied in Edinburgh, Scotland. I love Scotland.
and you
Speaking
did
of partying,
That's
We're-
incredible.
Yeah.
We're
Speaking
planning
of
a trip. Well, Matt
partying-
was planning a trip, and I invited myself today. So you're more than welcome to join our Scotland trip.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, speaking of partying, I think Nick needs to join us October 24th at Wilson Castle in
Hey.
Vermont.
Oh,
Absolutely.
up in Vermont.
Yeah,
That
we
place was
just
amazing.
investigated it. I've been there twice. You need to go there. It's a great Denise, the owner,
Steve will bring you
very
some.
humble.
I'll bring you some slick fin.
It's a
Nice.
Matt Warner Halloween event. We got some
Cool.
guest investigators going. I think
It's
you should
basically just
party with us.
it's a historical restoration project, and it's all to raise money for them and to have a good time with everybody.
Yep.
I'm looking at the date here, October 24th.
It's a
my
Saturday.
birthday.
I mean, the location is amazing. It's like a 30,000 square foot private
Oh,
home.
I don't know.
You know what I'm doing that day?
Coming to
Unfortunately.
Vermont.
Can't imagine.
Rescheduling.
Yeah, I know. So there's I'm gonna be announcing it here soon. I got a plan. There's this I'm supposed to be at this haunted attraction in New Hampshire over here, but
That's
just,
pretty
just
cool.
send me the info. Send me the info. I would love to check it out, and you know.
It's a cool spot. Actually, I had talked to Lee about it a little while, like maybe last year, because you guys were looking for more spots to do your Nick Groff tour.
Yeah.
And that location, it would be great. It's an amazing castle. It's literally a castle. It's 30,000 square feet. It's very active. It'd be a super
Very-
cool spot.
Very
Yeah, I'm
unknown.
down, man. I'm down.
Very unknown.
I would love to.
You
Send
should
me the info.
reschedule the other one because I know the location you're talking about. I'd like to be there as well, so I can't do both.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's at
I'm gonna be
night.
two places that night.
What
Maybe.
up in Vermont?
Yeah, it's in
your
Proctor.
logistics
Bring your
5 hour
Yeah.
drive. Yeah, it's like probably 4
I
or
know the
5 hour drive.
location you're talking about. It's probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours from there.
Really? From the haunted. All right. Well, yeah. Send me the location and I'll check it out.
About
Yeah.
spilled the beans, didn't you?
We kept it good. We kept it good.
Yeah.
My good friend did a lot of photos for you, so that's how
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Dude,
He's
Jason's my homie,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, he's a great
Jason
guy.
took this beautiful photo right here that you see.
Oh,
Damn, that's a good one.
You don't
you
have to
know,
lie.
cool, man.
It's okay. You don't have to
it's
lie.
living room decor. It's what we do here.
That's
I
not
like
living
it.
home
It's
decor.
funny. I actually have the same thing hanging up in my bedroom.
I know you're on the ceiling.
Yes.
On your mirror ceiling.
Something's gotta
exactly. It's a
something's
mirror
gotta
with
turn
Matt
his wife
He's laying
on.
in bed next to me.
Something's got to turn your wife on when you're hungover from fucking White Claws.
What better than a Matt Warner Paranormal poster?
That's
Yeah.
$5. Hey, that's the first F bomb all night.
That
That's
is the
$5.
first one. Yeah, that's,
Nice. I
no,
love you
but
all.
we
That's
really
wild,
appreciate you. We appreciate you coming on. We know you're
Very
a
much.
busy guy. You got a lot going on, especially this time of the year. So we do appreciate it. And
No, yeah. I mean, honestly, thank you. No, it's nice to actually step back from everything that we're doing. That's, a crazy schedule, whatever we got going on, our kids or whatever, right? And it's cool to just
Absolutely.
like have a great conversation about, I don't know, just topics.
I have something interesting. I know you don't have time now, but I have something that will interest you about the time and space.
Yeah, no, tell me now. I want to hear.
My husband stepped on a bomb in Afghanistan. He lost his leg in Afghanistan. He's good. He's getting his PhD for physics now because of this.
Wow.
So what you were saying went straight down like our rabbit hole. When Eric stepped on the bomb, he was he said time completely slowed down to the point that he was watching every individual like rock and pebble fly up around him. He was able to sit there and look at it and say, okay, this is an IED. I've stepped on a bomb. And he said time completely changed. so that led him to start studying the time and space concept that you're talking of, because he's like, there's something different. There's something that we're not getting. So he's on the whole like two-slit experiment, all the waves and stuff. He's like deep down into, he wants to figure out how to make like an actual transport. So he's studying energy and consciousness. And I thought that was a really cool concept that time froze for him. And he was able to sit there and like have all these thoughts and say, okay, please be alive. I see the rocks. I see the dirt. This is what's happening. And it was all like slow enough that he could sit there and kind of narrate it as it happened.
Wow. I seriously got goosebumps when you told me that. It's like I visually saw it when time stopped for him. It's like I could see what he was saying. It was strange. It was really weird. Where is he? I want to say hi to him now. Is he here? If he wants to come on camera, I seriously want to talk to him.
Get him.
No, it's so fascinating to me. And I really like, maybe it's me getting older and just like diving so deep down the rabbit hole, because I feel like this is what it's about, crossing paths with people who have experiences to share experiences, because none of us know, right? It's about the journey. It's about the information we're collecting. And I'm such a big believer in the conscious thought and all this information that we're gathering, putting in our brains and having this conscious thought. It has to go somewhere. When the body dies, we're all going to die someday. Right? I mean, here's the most craziest thing. Every second that we're talking right now, we're passing away. So we're already passing away right now. So the problem is where does this conscious thought, all the information go, and the energy, the electricity, everything when we die?
Gotta go somewhere.
It has to go somewhere. Energy can't be destroyed. But, I got into a great conversation with Murch, and I have some good friends that were skeptics too, that are just like, I believe that this is the only life, and you try to do something good, positive. When you die, and that's it. And you leave your thoughts and your energy you put behind as whatever you've done, in a good way. But that's it. I'm like, okay, it's interesting, right? Because believing nothing happens when you die is still believing something happens when you die, but still you're leaving behind this like ripple effect of information that you put out into the world, like this right now, us doing this. When we're dead, like 100 years from now, and maybe somebody sees this on like some new form of like internet that will probably not even be the internet. It will probably be like a form of like you see it in your brain chip, and you just see it in like Total Recall form, right? But somebody's gonna see this. They'll dig up old archival footage and be like, "Oh, remember that weird thing on the what was it? The YouTube or the internet? What is that?" And they'll bring this video up, and it will look so bizarre and weird, like us turning and plugging in our TV, trying to get a TV signal from an old TV station, right? It's the same conceptual idea. Things change.
That. I completely agree with that. I have this idea to where our energy, I kind of believe in reincarnation, but I also feel like our energy travels after we pass away, because each one of us is individually put on this earth and on this life for a reason. And if we don't understand it and we don't get that reason in the life we live now, and we don't fulfill that reason, we come back.
I agree.
And then if we come back and we fulfill that exact reason, our energy stops.
Right. Yeah, I do agree.
We don't come back.
I agree, because I've had memories of past lives. I think all of us kind of have, if we're all deep thinkers.
I was Matt Warner in my past life.
I'm sorry.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
Well, that sucks, because now you're drinking shitty beer.
Hey, no, this is so bad.
Well, look at now you get all those Ouija boards. You
wait, where's your husband?
I guess he went to go get food.
That's more important.
That sounds like something a guy would do.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just like meeting people that obviously have had experiences that are really like deep and have affected It's weird. It's like a transcending of like that moment was meant to be for him, so he can grow to be something even greater. Well,
that's what he feels like. We both feel like that. Like he wasn't meant to do with two legs what he does now, what he has with one leg. Like we've had a lot of good opportunity, and we've like it's really paved our way, and it changed our life, in so many different ways, but it structured us to be strong and resilient and to raise our kids like that. So many things happened that he was meant to step on that bomb today. Like if we sat here and went over the coincidences, you're like, He was absolutely, and that's how he feels. He's like, what if I had never been, he's determined to be a great doctor, a great scientist, physicist, not doctor, but his doctorate. And he's like, what if I had to step on that bomb in order to, to have that opportunity? Because now school is covered and different things happen that he's like, I now have this opportunity because I have one leg or whatever.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. I think we're all challenged, and it comes in the weirdest ways. Some people go through, some people go through that experience, and tell him thank you and much respect and love to him for what he's done, and put his life at risk and his family and everything like that. I mean, courage and everything like that. And a lot of people will just give up. Like, that's what, makes a strong person, is not giving up. And it's probably very challenging, gone through highs and lows and all sorts of emotions and stuff. But the people who don't give up, no matter how tough it is, and keep pushing forward for something greater, I think that's what makes a human being, like what you were saying, with no regrets, somebody who can fulfill their destiny to do something amazing, rather than just kind of go through the motions and just, I don't know, let everything else take over, So I believe in that. I mean, I've been very humbled through my life. It's not all peaches and white picket fence and stuff for me. I've been very humbled. I've had highs, I've had lows. I've had highs and lows. When you get into the industry of like all this stuff that I've done through my decade, politics and all this crap in the industry, it's a shitty world, man. How people get, with like,
and make the most of it.
Exactly. So you look at a bad situation and you flip it and turn it into a positive situation, So like, I could sit on here and talk about all these negative things I've gone through, but why? What's the point? Who cares? Nobody wants to hear someone. No one wants to hear someone crying over here and moping around and be like,
All of the negative things that you've gone through, though, has made you into the Nick Groff that you are now, and you're actually fulfilling your original destiny.
Yep.
And that's what it took you to.
Yeah, 100%. I finally believe that now. As I'm
It took
growing
a
a little
while.
bit older. It took me a while. I didn't see it. I was blinded by stuff. Yeah, I'll give you an example. Ghost Adventures created that, brought all those guys together. Shit happens, whatever. And I thought, like, oh man, moped around for a second.
It wasn't you.
Lockdown. It wasn't me.
you.
Too redundant. Too this and that. Too comfortable. You know what I mean? And I was like, I can do better. After that situation, I can do better. Paranormal Lockdown. One of the best things I've ever done in my life. One of the most challenging things I've ever done in my life. Sleeping in, going through the environments and living at locations for that long. I'm telling you, man, I felt like my body was disintegrating. No joke. Like, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
You stayed in some grimy places, man.
Dude, I've slept in morgues the whole night by myself. That would scare the ever living shit out of people. I've been on mental asylum floors because my stupid like cot bed wouldn't like fold out, so I just threw it and just slept on the ground with like rats and spiders crawling by. I've been in some terrible situations. Like, forget about the paranormal. It's like the environments are hell sometimes.
So I do real quick. I wanna. A couple of weeks ago, I went out to Wilson Castle in Vermont and filmed a documentary with UNI Research. And on my way, I stayed at and Matt Warner and Steve Brott.
I think I was there.
Or were you?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Maybe not. One part of my consciousness.
Yeah, time slip.
Steve, you were there for like 2 hours. You brought beer.
I did. I met you guys at dinner, and then I brought beer. Yeah.
Nice.
That's important, though.
So the person I went with, Rini, she's my mentor. She's helping me tune more into my intuitive and my medium side. But we stayed at Wildwood because Lori and Brooke, amazing. I love them to death. They're two amazing hosts when you go to Wildwood Sanitarium. Yeah. We stayed there for the night. And I know when you filmed Paranormal Lockdown, you slept in the room that the mirror broke, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, mind you, that is no longer the room Nick Groff broke the mirror in. It's the Sleepless in Salamanca poster room. Because our poster's hanging in there.
Nice.
But I don't know what it felt when you slept in that room. You know how they got that little bed off to the side? You turn left, it's like a little jail bed.
Yeah, I think so. I forget. Yeah.
The last time I went there, it's funny because I've been doing a lot of studying into mirrors and scrying and understanding that dimension of imagery in mirrors. And before I went to bed, I looked into the mirror that broke while you were there, and I'm just watching it. And that's really weird. My curtain just moved, and I have no airflow in this room. Absolutely none, and I just watched it
Oh,
move.
your house is haunted.
Of course it is.
Did you
There's
eat
probably
beans today, Mike?
I didn't fart. But after I was looking at this mirror, I started falling asleep. And I'm sleeping on that little jail cell bed, and I'm looking up at the ceiling. But as I was falling asleep, I still saw the ceiling. And I kept waking up and I kept falling asleep. But every time I fell asleep, I kept seeing the ceiling. So I wasn't sure if I was actually falling asleep, awake, falling asleep, because I kept seeing the same thing. But I would feel myself jolt up and wake when I was trying to question it. So when you slept in that room, was that something you experienced, or?
Man, it was a long time ago. I'm trying to remember. It was more uncomfortable at times. I think the upper floors for me was a little bit more uncomfortable, near the attic area. If I remember correctly.
I hate the feeling of being pushed down
Yeah.
those stairs.
Yeah, it was weird. I remember just a thunderstorm rolling in one of the nights, and it was like lightning and crazy. But I'll never forget standing on that porch right there, and we're all just started talking, and just the mirror flew off and fell in the other room. I mean, that was pretty wild. There was like no way it could have, because the metal rotting or whatever it's called on the back of that mirror was still intact. It didn't like fall off, you know what I mean? Like broke off or something. You'd have to lift that huge mirror off and drop it to the ground. So that was strange to me.
There is some weird energy in that location that hides.
Definitely.
But I didn't know if you felt that same thing sleeping in that room. But I felt like I was in a different dimension the last time I was there.
Yeah, I mean, it was more, it was just uncomfortable at times. But I did monitor myself with one of those fit bands, and I actually graphed out REM sleep and conscious sleep because I was really curious. When I went to England to the Black Monk House in Pontefract, I lived there for 100 hours, so 5 days straight. And I thought I was losing my mind at times. And I remember sleeping on the couch and just weird stuff, like doors opening on their own and not knowing, because I was in the darkness. I'm looking around at the sounds, and I see on the camera doors are opening, like crazy stuff. And I remember looking at the graph every day, and I was realizing that I was getting maybe like an hour of conscious sleep and then 30 minutes of REM sleep. So every 2 to 3 days, I would get about 30 minutes of REM sleep. You need more REM sleep. And it's just the environment I felt like was affecting me, but I was also in the zone of investigating. Like when I go into investigative mode and I'm going to a location, I know I'm going to live there for 3 days or do what I have to do. Like it's pretty wild. I can go for like, I don't know, 28 hours straight, like nonstop. And just finally your body has to rest and it has to shut down at some point, which I realize. But it's really challenging when you put yourself in those situations and you know the history, you know what's happened here and whatever the deaths are and stuff. And you have to tell your brain to shut off. So it kind of plays like this weird in and out game, where you're going to be like, you're falling asleep and you go into that REM sleep or that deep sleep, but you're also very vulnerable. So I think what I've noticed is a lot of things start affecting you spiritually with energies and stuff like that. It can affect your mind, your body, because you're so vulnerable that you're almost in tune, to that other kind of noise, which is spirit or energies or whatever you want to define it as. It can affect you like a ton. So
Absolutely.
I realized that with me when I was monitoring it every day, and so, yeah, I think it could affect you, but I think it also affects people differently. Like you could have that experience and then the rest of us maybe couldn't, or some of us could have a dramatic experience. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So I know we're running out of time here, and you've already gone longer than you're supposed to. We appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I love it. I like deep conversations.
Good.
I mean, this is kind of what I do at night. I'm that weird person who looks up at the stars and just starts thinking beyond.
That makes two of us then.
Is there
the company you're keeping right now? There's nothing weird about any of that.
No. So we asked what your favorite location is that you've been to. Is there any location probably a small list that you haven't been to yet that you really want to get to, that you've heard
Wilson Castle.
Yeah, no, I am interested in that. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many different locations all over the world, with some crazy history. I always say, give me the craziest location that nobody wants to step foot in, that is reported to be haunted by whatever, and I want to go experience it. Everything is about the experience, I feel, at this point. It's nice to validate and data log, with equipment that we have right now, but I still think we have a ways to go to actually, further analyze stuff. Like any real paranormal situation that you're going to analyze, you're going to have to analyze it for years, like really a lot of scientists, like, the whole thing about the ghost particle or stuff that they're researching right now at facilities, they have it in a big bubble and they're monitoring it with like cameras and all this crazy scientific stuff, and they want to break it down. And finally they were able to capture that like little speck of a ghost particle that we can't see. It's like when you go into dark matter, or you get into like, all the science subjects and stuff like that, we're starting to learn new things about this world we didn't know, like, hey, light can actually move through black holes and stuff like that. Or, just we're learning new things. Like, we're still a young species. So I think, to answer your question, yes, there are many locations. See, this is what happens. Our brain is like,
no, that's perfect.
It goes in like 20 different directions at
Usually
once.
Usually we just drink a lot of beer and like ramble on here. So
I'm the only one that's been drinking heavy tonight.
Yeah, this is me sober right now.
8.5%.
Well, like I said, you come to New York, we'll go to Slick Fan, we'll have deep conversations, nice. We'll all drink some beer, we'll investigate. It'll be a good time.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, if I'm having some drinks and getting buzzed, I get hyper and happy.
I know. Hitting question of the night for you, Nick.
Here we go.
So I'm a Boston guy. When would you like to collaborate with me?
Hey, New England. I didn't know we were talking New England here. Oh man, you live in Boston?
Just south of Boston. Yep.
Nice, man. Where do you live? Southie or?
Hometown is Abington, so just south of Boston, about 20 minutes south.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was filming a bunch with my buddy Jiggy up in Boston. We're getting some crazy places filming their show a while ago. Yeah, I would love to, man. Yeah,
let's do it.
I mean, we're not too far away from each other, so definitely.
What about Ohio?
World 2021, man.
Ohio. I love, man. Ohio has a lot of places.
Yeah. It does. Have you been to Fairfield yet?
No.
Building?
No, I want to.
Can we do a Booze and Booze event?
Fairfield County Infirmary.
No, but I do want to. Yeah.
Hamill's new building. That place is. I did Madison and Fairfield back-to-back weekends. Yeah. And Fairfield is.
I know. Adam's been telling me. I was supposed to be out there soon. What we were supposed to do with the G Crew is we were actually going to travel. We were going to do a whole tour across the United States, and we're going to go to venues like that and have a live crowd, and basically do the show live and stuff like that in locations like that. So
G Crew be pretty... and Booze and Booze.
Yeah, Fairfield is a whole different kind of game. It's weird in that building.
Yeah. All above the party bus, right?
Absolutely.
You gotta watch out for Mitch though. Mitch gets a little wild.
Hey, Nick, real quick. Yeah. I just reached out to Denise, the owner of Wilson.
Okay.
Steve knows her as well. I told her you might be interested in Wilson Castle and to reach out to you.
Yes, please.
So
they're
Denise
really
Devine. And I will pay $20 for this.
Woman.
She's a fucking sweetheart.
Oh,
I will pay $20 for that F-bomb. All right. Nice. She's an amazing woman.
Yeah, no, I would love to meet her, and I'd love to go to the location. Yeah, just send me the info.
Absolutely. I told her to reach out to you.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, no, there's so many locations, like a lot of stuff that we just don't know about, especially like I said, there's some crazy locations overseas and different places with a lot of history, and I don't know, I'm interested in all of it. I think there's a time where it's coming together where, we look at, I'm so sick of things being put in a box where it's like ghosts. These people investigate the ghosts, investigators for ghosts and whatever. And then it's like cryptid. These people investigate cryptid and ufology.
But
It's
they're all
the same. Exactly.
It's paranormal. It's things
paranormal.
that cannot be explained.
That's right. Yep. That's what I'm looking at these days. So I go into everything now. I'm just like fascinated with stuff that we can evolve as human beings. And, you know, if you look at things with a perspective of we're all energetically connected in this weird web, in this universe. So all of us cross paths for certain reasons in our life. You cross paths with people that you've known them for so long, or like, you know, that weird butterfly in your stomach you get when you love somebody. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know why for certain reasons you cross paths, or you have this thing happen, or why did that happen to me? That was terrible. I can't figure it out. But then you realize later, oh, that's the reason. You know what I mean? I had to step up to this, to do this thing. So I don't know. I'm a big believer in that. Maybe it's happened in my life. So it's just, I'm living through experiences, but I'm also interested in love these conversations. You know, you can have over a drink or over food or something. It's really, that's what human is supposed to be. I talked to John Zaffis on the G Crow, and he was so cool. He said the best thing. He said, don't forget to be human. Like, we try so hard to be so serious and figure everything out and run around in the dark and whatever. And it's just like, you got to remember to be human, laugh, have fun, enjoy life. Don't forget why you're living and what we're doing. You know what I mean? And it's so true.
I'm sorry, Kenna. I had to laugh. He brought that up at the same time. I wanted to be like, that's exactly what this podcast is about. Like, as you're adjusting your screen.
I know.
Like,
It looked like she was falling backwards.
Yeah, like,
where's she going?
We are not a perfect podcast. We're not literally the point behind this podcast was we are 6 friends, 5 friends in 5 different states. We're in the paranormal. COVID hit. How are we going to hang out? How are we going to talk?
Friend, buddy.
Sit back, drink a beer, and
right.
talk paranormal. And that's
Right.
what this whole thing was about. And it got phenomenal.
Yeah,
and
man.
Kenna made that point perfect as she's like falling backwards, trying to adjust her screen. Like, we're not perfect.
Right, this whole podcast, my mom's like secretly texting me like, wow, you're lighting. I'm like, Mom, I'm not like this.
Well, you were worried about being blue, so at least you're not blue.
I know, I'm trying to find that angle.
Now you're great. Go back into the closet.
That's awesome.
Is your husband home yet, Kenna?
Yeah, that's my dogs yapping because they're walking through the door. I hear them.
I want to say hi to him, or
Okay, hang on.
say hi for him.
I forgot.
Was
He
he
went to get
Bitcoin
food.
for everybody or what?
I know, he got food for everyone.
Did he make it?
No,
Oh my gosh.
It's been great. Merch is funny. Merch was texting me right before. He's like, hey, Nick's on in 15 minutes. Send me the link. I want to jump in. I'm like, oh, God. Okay. I knew he was going to jump in and send some kind of weird question.
That's what Merch does. No, I love those guys. Merch and Gary, they're
They're
great people.
the best people in the world. They are.
Super loyal, very honest, great
They are.
people,
They're like-
good friends.
They're so welcoming. Like, I had been friends with them on Facebook for a while. And I had, me and him had always joked back and forth about me going out to Colorado and checking out his museum.
Yeah.
And last year I ended up having like a week where I could do it. And he's like, come on out, and I went and I stayed at his house for like a week and checked out the museum and, met him and Gary, and they didn't know me. They met me off Facebook, literally. But, it's just some of the greatest people. Just so friendly. And they would do anything for you. They're very loyal.
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, no, they're great people.
Hey, Tori, while we're waiting for Kenna to bring her husband, do you want to announce a location for Paranormal
Yeah,
Relief?
let's get a new location.
Yeah. Let's see. I gotta keep. There's so many venues. It's hard to keep track of all of them.
We release the tickets this month, don't we? Next month, 31st.
Yes, on Halloween.
All Halloween.
Yes, on Halloween.
Matt, somebody wants to know who your biggest man crush of all time is.
Me.
You know why George asked that? Because he knows the answer to that question.
Is it George?
No,
So-
you are George's biggest man crush.
This is also true. I
All
get
right, let's hear it.
whether it's male or female. I can't help that.
All right, Tori, let's hear it.
We're gonna go with the Rust House in Florida. They are going to be participating in the Paranormal Relief Project.
Cool.
Do you have a team
So-
investigating that?
I do. Emerald. I think it's Emerald Coast. Hi, Kenna's husband.
Hi, welcome.
Oh,
Why do
I
you gotta be in
heard
front of the camera,
amazing
Kenna?
things
Kenna,
about you.
we don't
Nice
wanna
to meet
see
you.
Kenna.
Gotcha.
There you go. That's better.
Yeah, in front of it.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
All right, y'all too.
This is Nick, Mike, Steve, Tori. You know Matt. Hi.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're hearing great things about you, and I wanted to meet you, man, just because like it's super compelling hearing your story and basically what you went through and your experience. So thank you, number one, for everything you've done. But I mean, man, just getting into like time, and we were talking about time and space, and like I was talking about a weird experience I had at this location I've been to for over a decade. I've been there multiple times, and just experiencing kind of like this time slip and stuff like that, and how everything kind of overlapped. So kind of a big believer in that.
We just watched Tenet. If you haven't seen that yet, you pretty much he had an experience where he actually saw himself walking, but earlier had gotten a recording that said Nick Groff, but now he thinks he got his own recording kind of like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was weird.
So that's
you got to watch that that OA series on Netflix. It's really good. It's really cool. Yeah.
Is that the one about that they're locked up? The dude's got them locked up in the downstairs.
Yeah. That is that part
Saw?
two? That's, yeah, I know. Or Saw. Yeah, I think that was season 2. But season 1, it goes into like the whole reason behind everything. It's cool. If you like time and all that stuff and alter reality, it's kind of a cool show.
Sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, definitely. You too.
Thanks, man.
I ran in there. He was like putting groceries. I was like,
go eat your
I'm
food.
in here for a second.
Ruin his dinner.
Can I eat the food?
Stop and eat your ham, Tina.
Hey, I mean, we're already after 9. We really appreciate you hanging out with us
Yes,
for
for
so long,
sure.
chatting with us. We know you're busy, like I said. We'll definitely have you on again whenever you're free, and hopefully we can all link up at some point and do something cool.
Yeah, it would be nice when we can get together and doing this in person, you know?
Yeah.
You're more than welcome on this show anytime you honestly, if you ever need a break and you want to get done with editing and you need to talk paranormal with random assholes, just send Steve a text.
This could be my counseling session.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Guys, today I just come in all sloppy.
It's fine.
That's what the show is for. Come on, sloppy drunk and just.
Yeah, right. I honestly don't drink at all. I
know. We didn't see you drink anything.
Yeah, I really don't drink that much. I'm trying to stay healthy and fit and keep working out and stuff. It's like my balance.
I'll drink 2 for you next time.
Yeah, I know. But I do like a good old fashioned when I do. You know, I don't know.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, thank you again. We really appreciate it.
I'm actually going to send you a private message. You'll probably never read it, but I'm going to send it.
What are you sending it on, though? Where are you sending
Facebook.
it? Okay. All right. On my personal page?
I don't know which one you check.
Yeah, I checked that one.
Yeah.
It's just that I want to get a little bit more in detail and in more depth with you about the time and the dream thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you really, what I told you and on this podcast actually is the first time I've even said anything about that.
I have a dream in a lot. I know someone that analyzes dreams that would probably be interested in that too.
I can analyze dreams too, but this one's a little different.
Well, I want them to analyze my dreams because mine are weird.
Yeah, I don't want anybody in my head.
This one was a little different, and this is something that I really want to dig deep into as far as what you're talking about, as far as dreams and regressions and past life, and I've been studying a lot of that and digging a lot into that recently. So I kind of want to get into your head a little bit, maybe learn a little more, I guess.
Yeah.
Is really what I want to do.
Absolutely.
The Wilson Castle link too, while you're at that.
October 24th. The most important part, that is my birthday.
There you go.
Well, yes. Thank you again. Go back to your editing. I'm sure you're busy with all that stuff. We appreciate it. And like I said, anytime you feel like chatting with a bunch of us, we'll have you on. But we really appreciate it. Thanks again.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nick. Have a good night, buddy.
Take care.
You too, bud.
Bye.
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 You hang up first.
You hang up first. I am going to hang up first.
I loved that, guys. I loved it.
Yeah.
So I got an investigation lined up. I don't know about you guys.
I'm just going to say, I'll put that poor kid on the spot. I'm just going to say it. Poor dude was like, man.
I read your comment. How?
He's local to me, so of course I got that. And also, my photographer extraordinaire Jason did some photos for him, so I know some shit.
No, you don't.
Well, my mailman delivered his mail one time.
Yeah.
Oh, why would a mailman down in Georgia deliver his mail up
I
here?
met my mailman's neighbor's uncle.
They both work for the same company.
Exactly.
Can we go get Eric? I'd rather talk to him. He's more.
Exactly. He would rather put up groceries than talk.
So who's
All
going
right,
to announce
guys.
our guest for next week?
Yeah, who wants
Did
to
we
do
already
next
say
week?
Who the fuck do we have next week?
He was actually in the chat earlier. He kind of dropped it himself already.
Yeah.
Who do we have? Who do we have? Josh Hurd?
Yes.
That's
He is
who we got
also
next
G
week.
Crew.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, we got Josh Hurd next week. So,
Is that next
Tori,
week?
yeah, Tori, you get to announce and talk about him real quick.
Josh Hurd, he's the co-owner of Malvern Manor, also a G Crew.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I thought my
He
microphone
held that
was
in for the
off.
whole hour. Continue, Tori.
I think he might be able to burp louder than that. That was kind of like a,
No, that was almost vomit.
that was weak.
I
Like
do
this,
want to take the time and say hello to baby girl Erin because she's here. And I need to say
I've
that.
been here the whole time. Oh, Aaron.
Can I mute your microphone right now?
You can do whatever because I got to take a piss. Are we?
Y'all call me Papa.
okay, so he's co-owner of Malvern Manor, part of G Crew. He's an author. He is a filmmaker. He is, he's cool.
Yeah,
That's
So
all
he's
you
going to
need,
be on
right?
here.
that's all you need to know is to be here 8 p.m.
Next
next week, Eastern Standard Time. We'll have another member of the G Crew, and we will
Chicken
bring our
Ranch G Crew.
I will not interview Chad Lindbergh unless he is streaming live from his Jetta.
Oh, I'll interview Lindbergh. Chad and I are tight. I talked to Chad actually.
He's got to be in his
That's not even
Jetta.
a humble brag. We interact. We're cool.
I
Cool,
have the
we're
pink
friends,
slip.
It's fine.
I have the pink slip.
I love Jesse from Fast and the Furious. It's all right.
I have
Hey,
the
Matt,
pink
I'm
slip.
going to answer your text message after this, too.
I have the pink
Son
slip.
of a bitch.
If it's not, listen, I literally had to go into Vermont for work, and I had no service, but I will answer you.
So for those of you watching, Steve
Can you
sent
read
me
my messages then?
12:30 this afternoon and asked me a question. I responded immediately because that's the kind of person I am. Nothing.
Hey, Steve,
He's
is
in all
your
over Facebook, though.
here? I'm gonna put you on the spot, Steve. Is your phone number the same on your business cards?
Ooh. Or is
Yeah.
that Sydney's number?
Yes, it is. No, that's mine.
I hate you, Steve. I
That's
hate
fine.
you. I hate you.
Why? You didn't text me.
Yes, I did. I'm the one that texted you to go, Steve.
When did you do that? I will show you my text right now.
Literally, I texted you right before you responded to a Facebook message,
Today?
like 3 days ago.
Let me see. I'm scrolling through them. Let's see.
You fuck.
Oh, that's
Okay.
another $5.
No, we're not doing that right now.
You're a liar. I'm back.
We're
to
always
August.
doing that. We're live, bro.
I don't text a lot of people. I'm back to August. And I don't have a single message that says
Saturday. I'm gonna block out your number.
No, don't. Doesn't
You
matter.
text a
I'm
lot,
not
right?
answer anyways.
Can't see
I
it.
can't see it. I
But
feel like
it's
Take the phone
anyways.
number,
It
though.
says Steve with like 8 E's.
you go ahead and type that phone number in the private chat, and I'll tell you if it's the right number.
What? He just held it up for everyone to see.
I couldn't even read it.
260-68.
Nope. That's why you're wrong. You texted some random person.
That is what's on your business card.
For
sir.
anyone who would like to know, you send me $5 PayPal. I'll give you Steve's number. I'll
You
also
still
tell you
owe-
how to get in the
listen.
homestead because it's open.
You still owe me $10 to Wildwood Sanitarium, so make it 5.
Who are you talking to?
You?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Why? What did I say?
You dropped a GD in an episode. That's $10, man. I'm
When did I
keeping
do that,
tally.
guy?
Was that the live stream from Madison?
Now Mike's trying to be like, wait, you said
Mike-
this, but you opened that.
Holy
No,
listen.
calling me out now.
This
That's
is
not how it
exactly why. Okay, so the people that
Hey,
are
first
watching.
of all, it's not for Wildwood. It's for our own personal charity. Remember, you told me this shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I
we're gonna
stand.
do some shit.
I stand corrected. So everybody listening, send me your resume. We need an interpreter. We need somebody behind the scenes to tally what we owe.
Just a
I
person that
owe
counts it
a
every
lot
week.
of money.
See all
Ser-
this like
Yeah.
crazy? This is what happens when we behave ourselves for an hour.
Yeah,
Just
we
all
lose-
like
it
all
buzzed
comes
out.
out.
If our guest goes away, we act a fool.
So
Steve,
no,
not for
seriously.
Bruce.
So seriously, I'm
He's
gonna
not
run
here
this.
to capitalize.
Look at that.
I'm
I'm a basic white girl.
You are.
I'm
So
like the
I'm gonna-
mayor of Duncan's guy.
It's
I'm
pretty good,
gonna-
actually.
I'm going to run this by the whole team, and this is live, Booze and Booze. I'm looking for one person to join the Booze and Booze team. One. So if anybody is interested, just listen. If anybody is interested in being part of the Booze and Booze team, drop me a message. But they are not going to be part of our chat. They're not going to be part of the stream. I need somebody behind the scenes, so when we do challenges, like every time I drop the F-bomb or Matt drops the GD, somebody can keep tally. Because we forget. We forget.
Listen, and being in the
When
chat
we
is
do
anything
challenges-
special. I'm never in the chat. Ken is never in the chat. So
I'm not
Everyone
talking
in
about
the
that
chat
chat.
going.
I'm talking.
Everyone's job.
I'm talking
Okay,
about
this is
live
still
stream. I'm
logistic.
talking
We'll
about
have another-
this.
We'll,
This person's not going to be in the live stream. We're going to talk logistics and everything, but I am going to be finding somebody who can work behind the scenes for Booze and Booze. That's it. You're not going to be part of the live stream. You're not going to be part of the actual show.
listen, this live stream it's late. It's time for bed now.
Your mom's late. Okay.
Were you
you're right.
doing the drawing tonight, Mike?
No, I'm not doing it tonight.
Okay. That's
Because
what I thought
wasn't
you
gonna
said
bring it up
earlier.
again.
I don't want
Matt, when we
to.
get off here,
I was going
Matt,
to pick a random name.
I'm
who
going to
didn't
shoot you a
win.
text when we get off here, Matt. I promise. Because you have the right number, Mike does not. So
I got this off your business card, you
where's your business card?
okay.
You know,
Guys.
secret
by
love
my
is
other
your number.
computer.
Get them right.
I think we're
Okay.
the only sane ones, Kenna.
Yes.
Hey.
And on that note,
On that note, let Kenna go eat. We'll wrap it up.
Yep,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
going to go put
let's
kids to
take-
bed.
Yeah. It's been fun. It's been real. I'll see you guys all next week.
yes, much better
Bye.
than last week. We were dragging. I couldn't even
Yeah.
And what was missing last week? What wasn't on
Yeah,
the show?
Steve, I'll talk to you Tuesday.
Last week was actually nice. It was quiet. It was respectful.
No, don't even let him lie to you, Steve. We were so tired. We were all just like,
I didn't even know you weren't here.
I was in the chat. Remember you yelled at me?
Yeah. From your anniversary.
He was on
Yeah.
vacation.
All right. I will catch you guys all next week. It's been fun.
yes,
Steve.
this was a great
Steve, I
show.
love you, Steve. You better answer
Love,
that.
I love all you guys. See you later.
Yeah, yeah.
Bye.
Whatever. Peace.
See you later.
Hi, Cheryl. Good night.
What the hell
What
happened?
the hell?
Everybody-
They both left. They had it like on sync.
Thank God they left. Mike. Jesus.
After 9 o'clock, it's the Mike and Matt
I
show.
both thank you for being here. The rest of the crew can go suck an egg for all we
It's
care.
the Mike and Matt show now. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for being here. Until next week.
All right, buddy. I
Later,
gotta take a wicked pisser.
Oh, I got to piss so bad, guy.
All right, buddy. I love you. I can't wait to see you next month.
Hell yeah, man. Soon enough, brother. Talk soon.
All right. Have a good night, man.
You too, man.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with Booze and Booze tonight. Thank you so much to Nick Groff for coming in and spending some time with us. We're going to end this out tonight. Next week, as you heard, we have Josh Hurd on the show. Super excited to get another great name in here. But we're going to end it for the night. Until next week, guys, have a good one.